Hello, Kira. Please come in and sit. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. So my name is Tashiana Holmes, and I'm a child welfare social worker with Third Child and Family Services. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me today. I really appreciate it. But before we get started, I'd like to introduce myself a little and give an overview of my role and the services our agency provides. As a child welfare social worker, my job is to support families in creating safe, stable, and nurturing environments for their children. My role is not to judge or to blame you, but to support you in the goals that you have for your family. I also want to let you know that I am here for you, and what we talk about today is confidential unless you have plans to harm yourself, harm others, or if I'm legally subpoenaed by the courts, which means I legally have to report to the courts. If that ever comes up, I'll be open and honest with you about it. Does that make sense?
Yes, of course. I understand.
Perfect. So before we move forward, I just want to take a moment to talk about a little bit about informed consent and some of our agency's policies, just so we're on the same page. Informed consent basically means that you understand what we're working on together, what services we offer, what your rights are, and how your personal information will be used and protected. My job is to make sure that you have all the information you need to feel comfortable about making decisions about your involvement in our services. We also follow policies that are designed to keep our work with families respectful and honest. You have the right to know what services are available and to ask questions whenever something doesn't feel clear. I know that was a lot of information at once, but do you have any questions about how any of this works or anything you'd like me to explain a little more?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So now that we've talked a little bit about what to expect and your rights, I'd like to shift our focus a little and talk about what's been going on recently. Would you feel comfortable sharing a little bit about what brought you in today?
Yeah, so they took my 4-year-old daughter Maggie. I've made serious mistakes and I've been struggling with depression, pills, and drinking for a really long time now. It got worse after I lost my job and I just couldn't keep things together. CPS said I wasn't keeping her safe and now she's in a foster home. I just want to get her back, but I don't even know where to start.
Thank you for being open with me. I know talking about this isn't easy and you've been through a lot. And just the fact that you're here today showing up for this conversation says a lot about you trying to make things better. If it's okay with you, I'd like to understand what's been going on in different areas of your life. This helps me better understand how we can work together to support you and your daughter. May I ask what type of support you've had lately, and are you connected to any recovery programs or counseling right now?
I have no support, I have no family, and I do feel like it's only me. I've tried a couple programs before, but I didn't stick with them. I've been clean for a few days now, but it's really hard and my anxiety is through the roof.
I appreciate your honesty. You're not alone in this, and we can make sure you're connected with the right support at your own pace. Could we possibly work together to create some short-term goals? One of those goals could be reconnecting with your daughter, and we can also look at some steps to support your recovery and stability.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I completely understand you being hesitant. Maybe we can start a little smaller. Would you be open to looking into a substance use treatment program?
If it means I'll see my daughter, I will do it. Even if it's just visits for now, I know I need help with staying clean and housing because I'm staying with a friend right now, but it's not permanent.
That's a great start. Here's what I'm thinking. We can create a plan together that includes a referral to a recovery program that's supportive and not just one that focuses on addiction, but you as a whole person. I can also help you connect with housing resources in the area and see if we can get you on any wait list for transitional or family housing. And as we build your plan, I want you to be mindful of everything that may be impacting your situation, and not just what's happened recently, but things like your health, emotional well-being, and environment that are affecting you. If you feel uncomfortable at any point, please tell me and we can take a break, okay?
Thank you. I will.
Okay. So as you mentioned, you've been clean for a few days now, which is an important step. I also want to make sure you're addressing any physical health issues that might be tied to withdrawal or any long-term substance use. You've also shared that you've been dealing with depression and anxiety, which is very real and valid, especially given everything you've been through. If it's okay with you, we can connect with a mental health provider who can also help with managing these feelings. And socially, I know you said you don't have family around, and that kind of isolation can make everything feel so much heavier. So we can also look at some community programs. We'll also talk to your caseworker about what steps are needed to work towards visitation with your daughter. Everything we do from here on out is going to be a team effort. Does this sound like a great place to start?
I'm overwhelmed with so many emotions. You're the first person to actually try and understand my situation and generally help me. I've never had this type of help before. The only thing keeping me going is Maggie, and I want to get better for her.
Thank you for trusting me with this information. What you shared is heavy, and it makes so much sense why you're feeling overwhelmed. I see how much Maggie means to you, and we're going to take this one step at a time together. All right, so based on everything you've shared, I'd like to work with you to break down your goals into smaller steps. That way it won't feel so overwhelming, and we know your big goals are to get Maggie back, stay clean, and getting into stable living situations. How does it sound if we start with the 3 main areas, with reconnecting with Maggie, supporting your recovery and mental health, and finding stable housing?
Yeah, that sounds good. That's everything I want.
Great. So here's what I'm thinking. For the next 3 months, we can work on together for reconnecting with Maggie. I'll reach out to your caseworker and see what's needed to start the visitation process. That might mean completing some services first, but we'll make sure you understand what's needed and what each step looks like. For your recovery and mental health, I'll refer you to a trauma-informed treatment program. Those are places that understand addiction in the context of your past and not just treating symptoms. I'll also get you connected with a therapist who can help you work through your depression and anxiety. Would you be okay with trying that?
Yeah, I think I'm ready, as long as they don't judge me.
That's completely fair. And I'll make sure we find someone who's the right fit. I also appreciate your honesty. You're not alone in this, and we can make sure you're connected to the right support. I encourage you to journal a little each day, even if it's how you're feeling. It might help you keep track of your progress and emotional routine our checklist. As for housing, I'll give you a list of transitional housing and help you apply to at least one that feels safe and doable for you. You let me know if anything changes with where you're staying in the meantime, okay?
Wow, I've never thought about writing. That actually might help. Thank you so much.
Of course. So just to recap, you'll go to the intake appointment for recovery once we set it up, try the journaling, and let me know how your current housing situation is going. I'll make the referrals for both treatment and therapy and provide the housing options and talk to your caseworker about visitation. We'll check in weekly to see how things are going and talk through what's working or what needs adjustment in the next few months.
I'm so nervous, but I know this is the most helpful I've ever felt in a really long time.
That's completely understandable. Nervousness is okay and you're not in this alone. One step at a time, and I'll be right there to support you through every part of it. I'll see you in 3 months. I'll be up 3 months. Hello, Kira. It's so good to see you again. I can't believe it's already been 3 months since we first started working together. I just want to say how proud I am of all the progress you've made.
Yeah, it hasn't been easy, but I feel a lot stronger than I did when we first met.
You should feel proud. You followed through on some really big steps. You completed the intake and have been consistent with your recovery program. You started therapy and you've been sticking with it. And you've even started journaling and reflecting on your emotions in an honest way. And now that you're in transitional housing, all of those were goals that we set together and you've been doing the work.
I still get scared sometimes. Like, what if I mess up again?
That fear makes a lot of sense, but you've already proven that you're capable of change. Now we can focus on helping you hold on to it. Let's talk through some strategies to help you maintain all the progress you've made, even after we wrap up services. What do you think has helped you the most over the past few months?
Honestly, having someone who listens, the routine of my program, and just knowing I have a reason to keep going, which is Maggie.
Those are all powerful. So here are some things we can do moving forward. Keep attending your recovery and therapy sessions. Definitely stick with the journaling to check in with yourself. Keep using the support group you've recently joined and don't hesitate to reach out when you need help. I'll also give you a printed copy of all the resources and referrals we use.
That helps. I still get overwhelmed, but now I feel like I have a way forward.
You really do, and while our time working together has come to an end, that doesn't mean your progress stops here. I want to thank you for trusting me and for showing up even when it was hard.
Thank you for everything. You've really helped me believe I can do this. I won't forget it.
That means so much. I'll be cheering you on. You've got this.